2.
So, this is not a TED talk, because I didn't prepare one. But I prepared a 4-minute talk about why. So, to understand that, we have to go a little bit to the past. 1 month ago, I was having an exam period in the university, and I discovered about this Erasmus program that started exactly the day after the exams end. It's in Bulgaria, and it's about storytelling. And I'm like, great, I'm gonna apply. So it's Monday evening, I apply. Tuesday morning, the answer comes, you're selected. So, great. But the Greek organization wants to pay a fee, But I'm like, nobody should pay a fee to go to Erasmus. So I write a really long email about why I believe that nobody should pay a fee, and that I refuse to pay one. And I hope that they don't exclude me. And they never reply. So the days pass, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should do something else with my free time, blah, blah, blah. And then I see that the Bulgarian organization has made an open call. So I'm like, okay, maybe I will give it a second chance. So I read again the info, but more carefully this time. I'm like, storytelling, great. Mountain adventures, I like it. Something about self-improvement, I'm interested. And there is something about the TED talk. And I'm like, maybe they don't mean that, because I'm a terrible public speaker and I don't like TED talks. And I don't even know if they select me. So I send them the application, and to my surprise, I'm selected. So I'm like, great, I booked the tickets, I come here, the place is great, the people are great, the program is very interesting. But on the first day, I realized that they mean this thing about the TED Talk. And what is worse, on the second day, they make us watch TED Talks. And I'm like, okay, I will keep an open mind and watch some, maybe I'm wrong. So I watch all of them. But I still don't like them. So everyone around me is very enthusiastic about TED Talks. So I go to my room and I Google about people that don't like TED Talks. What they have to say about it. And I really find some answers. Because I find out that it's not me that I feel uncomfortable with them. There are many people that really cringe. Like they feel embarrassed with TED Talks. And there are many people that are saying some more interesting arguments. Like that they feel disconnected because they think that all these people that come to talk to you on TED Talks, they are really overconfident gurus that think they will inspire you and they will tell their stories of success. And I'm like, oh, that's how I feel. Maybe that's why I'm disconnected. But I'm like, what will I do? I have to do the TED Talk. So I'm like, maybe I will find an excuse to avoid it because, you know, it's not really. I also feel disconnected. They don't share my values. So I'm like this thought, and then comes the presentational skills thing, which is kind of, the point is kind of fake it till you make it. And then I'm like, no, this is totally not me. But I think, why am I so negative with this thing? I have not tried it. And then I remember that 2 years ago, I met my students where I did film and animation. It was a process just like this. All people sit here, and one by one come to this chair and say blah blah blah, I am blah 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 blah. So I come to the chair, I'm like, I'm Eleni, I look to the ground, I have studied that, I have come here to do this, and I don't like talking to people. So I share this with teenagers. And after that I'm like, oh my god, what did I do? All these people expect me to be a teacher and like do so many things and inspire them, and I'm like, I don't like talking to people, blah blah. But in the long run, I saw that my students respected that. They respected that I was honest with them. And they understood that I am at the same place with them. So that was a good thing for them to share more things with me and not to be afraid to do mistakes. So I decided that maybe, if I want to be really honest, I should do the same thing with a TED Talk. So like, be honest and come here and say why I didn't prepare a TED Talk. So that's what I did. There's no inspirational message. And you can only take this as a bad example of storytelling, because the hero doesn't change. I came here hating TED Talks, and I still hate them.